Hi everyone, it's Blake again with Northwinds Wilderness School. Welcome back. I was expecting this to be a quick video, but I don't know how long it's going to take to do this and explain what I'm doing. I've never tried to do that before. So we're going to make a bushcraft whisk. So you can mix up your pancake batter, whip up your eggs, something, whatever you use a whisk for. And all we need is, this is a top off of an immature pine tree. I'm not even sure what species it was. It was super young, so the bark didn't look all that identifiable to me. I have some hemp string here. Jute will work, paracord will work, bank line will work, fishing line will work. Any just sort of string. And then you need a good sharp carving knife. I've got a Mora, I think it's the 106 or the 109. You've probably all seen these. So bushcrafting literally means going out into the bush and crafting the things you need. You're making the tools that you're going to work with. You're making the equipment that you need to make your wilderness experience more enjoyable. So in order to be bushcrafting, you have to be making your own stuff. And that idea, which feels so important to me, seems to get lost on a lot of people. So I feel like I've been kind of pushing that idea lately, and I feel like I'm going to keep doing it because I've been enjoying it. But I don't want to keep you all day. I just wanted this to be a quick, simple project that we could all do. So the first thing you need is the top off of a small pine tree. A spruce would work, fir would work. What you're looking for is this long, straight piece to be the handle, and then these whorled branches that angle up. And the first thing we're going to do is peel the bark, because we don't know exactly how thick these branches are underneath. It wouldn't make sense for us to do a lot of the work of making this whisk until we get the bark off. So let's do that. Make sure your knife is super sharp for this part. Try not to cut the wood any more than you have to. We're just looking to get rid of the bark. If you can remove that cambium layer too, which is the inner bark, it just makes a nicer looking finished product. And if you're gonna make something, you might as well make it right.
Like a whisk already, kind of.
All right. You can see that I've got the bark peeled off here, but you can also see that I didn't peel all of the bark. As we're working with fresh wood here, your fingers are going to get sticky. Now, picture a whisk that you would use in your kitchen. We're not making something huge here, and that's the reason that I didn't peel all of the bark. The next thing I'm going to do is take the branches that I didn't cut off. I cut off some of the smaller ones, and I'm going to kind of see where they all naturally come together. That feels good to me. So now I'm going to cut all these branches off.
Hello.
Hello, Evelyn, how are you?
Good. Hello.
Hi everyone, for those who don't know, this is Evie. She's my partner in crime.
Okay.
She's also the host of the ever popular Little Girl in the Woods video blog.
And I like to collect sticks.
And she likes to collect sticks, which is something I just learned just now. All I'm doing to cut these off is cutting a little notch and then bending it and removing it from the back. Now again, I'm going to measure where these all come together. And then we don't need a ton of a handle, so I'm going to cut this off right about here. And I'm just going to notch. Notch. These are the reasons you want to make sure you're working with a super sharp knife when you're carving. Even when you're doing a simple project like this, a dull knife is just going to make this a pain in the butt. And then as for this top piece, you don't want to cut it off so low that it's going to risk the integrity of your branches, but you want to cut it off as much as you can. So I'm just going to whittle, whittle,
Wabba boo.
whittle,
Baba boo.
whittle,
Baba boo.
whittle,
Baba boo.
whittle,
Baba boo.
whittle.
Baba boo.
And then from here, we can just slowly work it down.
Baba boo. Baba boo. Baba boo. Baba boo. Baba boo.
You're funny.
Baba boo. Baba boo. Baba boo.
If you start feeling at all worried about whether these branches are going to break off, just stop, and that's where your finishing point is.
Because you want to poke whatever you're mixing.
Yes.
Like poke. Poke, 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 poke. It smells like a pine wood.
It is a pine wood. So this is what we're working with. I missed a little piece of bark here.
Little piece of bark.
And you can see, I took the time to clean up as well as I could between these branches in the couple minutes that I've been working on this. Anything worth doing is worth doing right, but we also don't have to be perfect. We are making something that's probably going to be used once or twice and then thrown away, or given back to nature, as it were. Also remember, if you're going to kill or damage a tree, to make sure you're utilizing the pieces that you take. Clear off my work area here. So now, you can see we've got like an umbrella here.
I can't. The rain's on me still. But don't use it as an umbrella because you'll still get wet.
Yes.
So don't use it as an umbrella.
So I'm going to do two things here. The first thing I'm going to do is take a little piece of twine, and I'm going to bring all of these tines of our whisk together. I'm going to try to keep the handle in the middle.
Try to keep the handle in the middle.
Yes, you can.
Or like one, because this is...
Yeah, you should be able to eat that just fine. I'm going to try to get my whisk tines spaced as evenly as I can.
Yeah, it tastes like the last time I tasted a pine needle.
Yeah. It's kind of good, right?
Yeah. Want some?
All right, no, thank you. And then I'm going to take this little piece of twine and I'm just going to tie a quick, simple overhand knot to hold everything in place.
If you didn't know, you can eat pine needles. And they're very tasty, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, you can eat pine needles. You can make tea out of pine needles. There are some that you can't eat. I know you don't want to eat yew, but I believe that here in Wisconsin, they're all edible.
Yeah.
You can also eat the cambium on a lot of pine trees.
Yummy.
So, it's starting to look a little bit like a whisk, yeah?
And you can just have these for a snack if these grow where you live.
I'm just gonna keep pushing these through, evening everything up.
Getting grass all over in my mouth.
Truthfully, if you wanted, you could probably be done at this point, but I don't like that. I'm gonna...
Yeah, you can just like pause the video and maybe save it for next time or something.
So what I'm gonna do now is I'm making a little loop in one end of my piece of string, and I'm putting the loop towards the working end of the whisk. I'm leaving a little tail, and I'm just gonna start wrapping. You know, you don't need to Arnold Schwarzenegger this thing together, but you want it pretty tight. And you want your wraps to line up again.
Because you at least want to use this at least 2 times, probably.
Yeah, I would say more like 6 or 8, but that would fall under at least 2, wouldn't it?
Yeah. If you guys see over in the corner, you can see we made like a little mounting of rocks. I don't know what it's called.
It's called a cairn.
Yeah, we made that earlier.
So now what I'm going to do is put the end that I've been winding through the loop that we left. And then I'm going to pull that loop tight. And that is going to tighten. I don't know if you can see that. It pulls the working end underneath what you've been wrapping and tightens everything up nicely. And now that that's all tight, I'm just going to take a minute.
It looks almost done.
It is almost done.
Well, it basically is done for some of the people out there.
Yeah. Some of the people would probably be done by now if all you're doing is whipping up some eggs and then you're going to throw it away. But I like to make my stuff pretty.
Yeah, so you could use it more or something.
Yep.
Whoa. Dad, the birds are on the same tree looking confused.
Yeah, they do that. So it's starting to even out a bit. And what I'm going to do now...
I knew you were going to cut off those.
Is cut off these branches. So now... I'm going to go one step further just because I like to make things slightly more than just functional. I'm going to take another length of twine here.
Twine.
And I'm going to do a clove hitch. Where's the camera? That's our clove hitch. The fresh pitch on this pine is actually going to help glue this in place, along with the friction that you're putting into it. So when you get to the end, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna wrap around and go through the last wrap I made and pull it down. That puts a half hitch in it. And then I'm gonna do that again.
And again.
And then I'm gonna do it one last time for 3 half hitches.
You want some? You want some?
And this, my friends, is our finished whisk.
It looks very good.
Not perfectly symmetrical, but we're working with trees.
Symmetrical.
There's the close-up of the wrap I did. Let's see how it works. Poof, just like magic, I have a bowl and 2 eggs. Yes, I can do this one-handed, but I'm not trying to be fancy right now. Now, we're going to take our whisk, and I'm going to try to hold this up so that you can see it. I'm going to pop both of the yolks.
And stir, stir, stir. You're shaking it.
Boom. Omelette. So, this was just meant to be a quick, fun project. I hope a bunch of you try it out. I hope you all like it, and I hope you have fun with it. It's something you can do when you go camping. Find a little tree, nip the top off, make yourself a whisk, make your pancakes, make your eggs, whip up your sauce for dinner, whatever you're making. And then at the end of your camping trip, you can just leave it there. I like to make things like this and keep them just because I do. I'm a dork, I guess. But yeah, if you have any questions, please leave me a comment. I'd be happy to help in any way that I can. If you've done this before, or if you have other ideas for cool bushcrafty cooking things, let me know, and maybe I can make a video on that too. Or if you come up with something I've never done, it'll give me a new project to try. If you found any value in this and you think that you have friends that might like it, please share it with them. Either way, thank you very much. My name is Blake. You all have a good night.
Bye.